On today's episode of Homeworthy, we're showing you this gorgeous citrus garden kitchen that's inside a stunning mansion in Dallas, Texas. 25 interior designers were each tasked with transforming a different room in just 8 weeks, and Courtnay, Tartt, Elias of Creative Tonic Design transformed a dark room with a challenging layout into a bright and airy citrus garden kitchen. Inspired by lush Italian gardens and sunny travels to Provence, this vibrant kitchen brings memories to life with Nicolette Mayer's metallic peony wallpaper, brass lemon trees, and deep green marble accents. With whimsical details like a vintage lemon-tole chandelier, this kitchen is a true sanctuary for cooking, dancing, and savoring every moment. The magic is in the details. Enjoy and welcome to the Kips Bay Showhouse. You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
Hi, Homeworthy. Welcome to the Citrus Garden Kitchen. Come on in. I'm Courtnay Tartt Elias from Houston, Texas, and welcome to the Citrus Garden Kitchen. The inspiration behind my kitchen has a lot to do with my travels through the south of France and through Italy and bringing the outdoors inside and nature and cooking. But really the inspiration also came from when I was given this space that wasn't a kitchen to begin with. I channeled where I am in this stage in my life. I have 3 little birds that have slowly scattered from the nest, and we don't do quite as much cooking for the football teams and the big groups of kids that hang out at the house. And so this is the kitchen for a cook that maybe doesn't cook quite as much anymore, but loves to celebrate and have fun, a place to gather, and most especially this kitchen is for dancing. This room was a blank slate. It had been, I think, a reception area in an office that had lots of little offices around it, which means there were no windows and there were no walls. And so good luck trying to make a kitchen without walls or even any natural light. So we just embraced the space. Where I'm standing right now was a storage area that you accessed down a hall, and they very graciously let us knock this one wall out, and we were able to connect and make a dining nook. I do a lot of details, but I think some of the outstanding things that I'm most inspired by are the bas relief plaster work on the island, which is unusual. I've never done anything like that. And the lemon trees that are growing up from the island to the sky. Our metal shop in Houston, Texas had done that, Peck & Company. Segreto did the plaster. And then I have to tell you, all this amazing marble work came from Il Granito here in Dallas, and they donated all the labor and all of the stone. And I did a very quick drawing. I didn't even give them dimensioned drawings at all. And Rafa at Il Granito just went to town, and again, we were talking about what the space was, and it was literally a space of doors and openings, and I decided to embrace that maybe was an imperfection, and I decided to embrace it, and we highlighted it and with this pretty marble, and it's maybe all the sum of all the parts is really what my favorite thing is. We'll start our tour with the telephone table. This is a wonderful piece of art by Brock de Boer. It is a porcelain payphone that he ombreed especially for our room, and we're so excited about it. And we'll continue our tour in a minute. I need to take a call. Hello. We're going to continue our tour here in the range area and around the island. Jen Eyre was so wonderful to give us this amazing range. And oh, let me check something in the oven. Look, it's a lemon pie. How fun is that? We were so appreciative of Jen Eyre and all the appliances. And we also have these wonderful pulls that are brand new from Modern Matter Hardware. In addition to all of our fun millwork and this fun design, We worked with a very special company in Dallas called Il Granito, who donated all the labor and made it possible to get the marble stone from Taxila marble here, or Taxila stone here in Dallas. We absolutely love that the purple and the green and the marble looks so wonderful with the Nicolette Sheridan peony and spira wallpaper that really was one of the starting points of our kitchen. And again, we've embraced all of the lemons in our citrus garden kitchen and very special glassware sent to us by Rebecca Gardner at House and Parties. And if you don't know House and Parties, amazing. They will put on a party for you, or you can just go online and order all of their amazing accessories and party wares. In addition to all of that, Kohler has been a sponsor of the room, and this is amazing. I have never seen or used a deck-mounted pot filler, and I find this to be so unusual. What else I love about it is you could mount it on the floor and use it maybe to fill a dog bowl, which would be a lot of fun. Here is a vintage lamp that is a Mason Jansen old lamp that we found on First Dibs, and this was one of my more exciting finds, and it is the lemons in the sculpture of the lamp that inspired us to build the lemon trees going up to the ceiling, and Peck & Company in Houston, Texas did these for us with lemons and all of these amazing little flowers. And we had more fun designing this and also going into their studio in Houston through dusty boxes of all of these different little parts and putting this together for a one-of-a-kind creation. I also am so proud and so amazed by the work of the plaster company Segreto Finishes. They did all the bas relief plaster here on the island, and what's really fun is they integrated the hardware into the drawers. And if you can see, you can grab a leaf and pull it back and forth, and it's really fun because you don't know where one of the handles might be. And in the design here, this is where we took bringing the outdoors indoors, and we have lots of fun little critters. So it's really fun to walk around and can you find the butterfly? Can you find the snail? And I obviously have a thing for little critters and animals. This is a wonderful tea towel that my sweet mother, we call her the grande dame of Creative Tonic, she just brought this back from Italy for me for our room. So we were excited to actually use it. And then if we come back to this part of the kitchen, this is the refrigerator that we paneled because a refrigerator doesn't always have to look like a workhorse refrigerator. Really fun to do the paneling, and de Gournay was very generous to us, and this is all de Gournay porcelain that you see in the room. And I took the plates and we adhered them to the doors, and that's really a fun idea that you can do in your own kitchen. Maybe your grandmother has given you some china, maybe you have some family heirlooms, or maybe it's just like your favorite china that you bought when you got married, and you can actually do this. I would adhere them on permanently, but we are gonna have to give these back to de Gournay. In addition to that, Jen Eyre gave this refrigerator for the show house, and what's so amazing, I've never seen this before, but the inside of it is black. And I was so surprised to get this, and I wasn't sure about it. And now that it's here, I just think it makes the food pop, and it's completely amazing to me, and I may have to get one. These are column refrigerators, and so the way that it works is that you can go from an 18-inch column up to 36 inches. We used it side by side, but it's nice you could separate it. Or maybe you would just want the refrigerator in your kitchen and use the freezer in a back pantry. But I also love the freezer, and I love it the most because we did our own branded Creative Tonic and the Citrus Garden kitchen gelato, limoncello gelato. And that's a lot of fun to me. And then now that we come to this wall of the kitchen, all of the photography here is by an artist named J.P. Terlizzi. He's represented in Houston, Texas at the Kozlov Larson Gallery. And I've been obsessed with his photographs since the beginning of my ever finding out about him. And he always incorporates food. And so, of course, I thought food photography in a kitchen would be amazing. This is a fun swan bar cart, which is kind of ridiculous, but I absolutely love it. And I thought it would be fun to use in our room and fill with a lot of personal trinkets. Besides the de Gournay porcelain wine bucket, we have this beautiful Murano glass snail that I found in my travels. And we took some of the Sanderson fabric, and my monogram shop, Mary Mac in Houston, Texas, made these very special lemon cocktail napkins, which is a ton of fun. Back on our sink side of the kitchen, which is the workhorse part of our kitchen, we have an under-counter refrigerator, beverage refrigerator. We have more of our beautiful millwork design here, lots of storage underneath the sink, as well as more Kohler fixtures and plumbing. And what is amazing to me is Kohler has a whole new line of colored sinks and other accoutrements for bathrooms and kitchens. I chose the Aspen Green sink, and I love it so much. I'm actually working on a bathroom in Houston right now, and everything, the toilet, all the things are going to be in the Aspen Green. And we had fun with our colander and our Fortuny fruit. And then there is more Modern Matter hardware in the lucite here as these cabinet pulls and back on the fridge, as well as look at this darling salamander. Mwah, more critters in my kitchen. I studied decorative arts, 19th and 20th century decorative arts at Sotheby's in London. I was brought up in Houston, and we moved 7 times as a child because my mother loved to redo houses and then move again. I grew up on carpet padding with hammers and nails and construction, and never had a refrigerator. We ate frozen donuts out of an ice chest. So I had been around all of this, and my background's in PR and marketing, which I love, and I love connecting people. And then I opened a special events company with very young children, and I very slowly realized special events and little children, when everything's at night and on weekends, was maybe not the best field at that time in my life. And I had a client, we were styling a party, and she asked me to help her with her house, and that is how Creative Tonic was born. And we called our firm, I had a business partner at the time, Creative Tonic, because I didn't want to pigeonhole us into just doing special events. I wanted to leave us open to, do parties or do design work or graphic design. And so it was just the perfect step into opening a design firm, and all you need is one client. And now for my favorite part of the kitchen. After we pass this house and parties fabulous champagne bucket, we're going to get to the dining nook. And this space is just so cozy and wonderful to me. We were very lucky when we were given this kitchen. There was a storage room behind this wall, and they let us crash into there and make this very special dining nook. Here in our dining nook, we used a table that is also by Segreto Finishes, who did the ceiling and who did the island. And we also found these wonderful garden chairs from First Dibs and recovered them in Sanderson fabric. Some of my other favorite little treats in here is this amazing banquette we designed with this fun pagoda top and the chinoiserie hall fabric by Sanderson. Again, the gingham fabric and this embroidered fabric is Sanderson, as well as we dreamed up these fun pagoda side tables that can be ordered in any color, and they're just fun, perfect size to set a drink on, with the fun Manuel canvas tassels and all of the little special trinkets and little velvet trims and all of the fun little things in here. This is one of my favorite accessories. This is another one of the special things that we found that was one of the springboards for the room with the little ladybugs that I drop on the floor. And this great, it's called the teeny table from House and Parties. And again, House and Parties gave us so many of these fun little snails and all kinds of things for our tabletop, the beautiful glasses. And we repeated off the refrigerator the de Gournay porcelain on the table. And also our friends at Merrimack that did these beautiful embroidered with fun little floppy leaves and things on the napkins. The art in this room is so special. My dear friend from Houston, the ceramicist Liz Marsh, created these special vases with little bugs and more critters and all of these whimsical shaped pots that we are hanging on these fun cubes. We also made really fun shades. These are visual comfort side shades, sconces, and we made these really fun slip covers that are really easy. You could make these at home yourself if you're crafty, and they just fit on like a little hat, and they move around here, which is a ton of fun too. I also want to point out our monogram lady, Mary Mac, again, who did these specially embroidered pillows that go with the Sanderson fabric. And from the Kozlov Gallery, Kozlov Larson Gallery in Houston, are more of these food photographs. I have another friend in Palm Beach. His company is called Show Pony, and he gave us this wonderful chandelier that's vintage with the lemons that we hand painted to go with our room. And then we carried the chinoiserie Hall Sanderson fabric up into not only the cord cover, but also we pleated and covered the canopy up above with their fabric. And then one of my all-time favorite things in this room, to highlight the special design of the marble in the nook and over the range, we used a Samuel & Sons grosgrain ribbon trim, and I think it really highlights the door design. And this is a really fun idea that you can do in your own home very inexpensively, but it takes a lot of time and a glue gun. And then this is actually my dog Laffy's little bed that we brought to Kips Bay, but we make them for clients. And we even did our little dog cushion out of the chinoiserie hall. The only thing that's missing is our actual Laffy, but maybe later in the show he can come and visit us here. When somebody walks into our citrus garden kitchen, I hope to elicit every sense that one has. So not just the sight of everything we've pulled together, but the smells of the lemon candle burning. And I want you to hear the Italian music. And I really hope you walk in and feel happier and lighter, and also that your kitchen doesn't have to just be a workhorse room in your home, that it could be the most beautiful and celebratory place that you have in your home.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.